Oh,
Joao?
really? Yes.
I think we're just going to do it live.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
I'm your wife. Like, this is real life. Like, what are you doing?
Welcome back to the She Said No podcast. I'm your host, Marco Gigi, aka the Sixth Scale Scoundrel, and I'm not joined here by Gigi, another Gigi-less show, but we've got an amazing special guest today, Joao BigBreda. Joao, how you doing today?
I'm good, Marco. Thanks for having me. Finally, I'm on the She Said No podcast.
I know we've been chatting about this for a while.
That you have here, yeah. And yeah, it's midnight over here. It was a busy Friday, but we will talk about my Friday a bit later when we talk about the recent pickups and so on.
Heck yeah. Well, really appreciate you being here today. Like I said, we've been chatting about getting you on here for a while. Wanted to do it with Gigi on, but the reality is the show must go on. We just got to do it live, so
show must go on.
That's right. So really looking forward to our conversation today. So in lieu of having the normal format, I think I wanted to kind of shift perspectives. So Gigi and I have been on here talking about our perspective as a couple that has been married for a fair amount of time now, or been together for, over 10 years. But my collecting is fairly new into the relationship, right? So for the last, 3 years, I've been collecting kind of through the pandemic. And so, that's our perspective. We had Will Foxification on last week, kind of brought that perspective of, as a single person, how do you discuss your collecting? So Joao, I want to, chat with you about someone who, might have a different perspective, being from a different part of the world, different relationship. You've been collecting for a bit longer, so we will get into all of that, but really looking forward to that conversation. With that, let's start with everybody's favorite subject before we check in with the chat. And let's start with what's on tap. So Joao, let me know what you've been watching, reading, playing.
I just finished Ted Lasso. I don't know if you ever saw Ted Lasso, but it's an amazing show.
Incredible show.
Really good. I just finished Ted Lasso, and I was actually this week. You gave me some. We talked about some. You gave me some series to watch, but
we've been sharing a lot of recommendations.
Those are a bit heavy, and I want something more. I want something more simple at this moment, and I'm watching for the first time. I never watched before the Trailer Park Boys. Is their name?
Oh yeah, Ben Thomas loves that. I think I started watching because he recommended. I only got maybe 10 minutes into the first episode, but how deep have you gone?
I have 20 in the first episode, and I don't know. I still don't, I cannot wrap my mind about what I'm seeing over there, because that's too much craziness packed in
it
so
starts
few
wild
minutes. Yes, yes. Because one of my favorite shows ever that I already watch and rewatch is The Office.
Mm-hmm.
I actually prefer the UK version than the US one, because I started with the UK version, then I watched the US one, and I rewatched the US one. I really like The Office, the short episodes, and they are always funny. Stephen Carroll, I really like. I like him a lot.
Gosh, he's an absolute legend.
And besides that, I'm actually reading a book, but these books that I'm reading, they are never interesting for you, because last time I'm reading this book here, from C.J. Jung, Modern Man in Search of a Soul.
Modern Man in
This
Search of a
is-
Soul. Is this like philosophy?
Psychology and philosophy a bit, yeah,
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's from Switzerland. He was one of the most famous pupils from Freud.
Oh wow. Okay. So from the Freudian tree. All right. I might have to. That might be a bit dense for me to get going. I think I've chronicled on this podcast my attempts to try to get back into reading, and the only stuff that's really been successful are behind the
But
scenes
it's
stuff. So
different, Marco.
tell me.
You
tell
have a
me.
book in your hand. The smell of the book.
Oh, no doubt.
I cannot read an iPad. I cannot. I need
No,
a
you're
book.
right. Physical book. Exactly. That's the
Yeah,
only way that I
physical
can really
book.
read. I've tried on the iPad. It's not the same. And you just have that book. You're right. The smell, just the feel of the pages.
Different.
And I'll be like one page in. I'm like, I'm so fucking smart right now. I'm reading a book. I feel so good about myself.
Completely.
That's right.
I just want a cigar and a whiskey.
That's right.
The
Just
book.
so sophisticated.
There's only
That's
a
right.
problem with the books. Is they are very. It's very easy to fall asleep with a book in the hand.
That's actually a plus too, right? But you're
It's
you're
so
right.
good.
Yeah, my friend was telling me, he's kind of got this this Pavlovian response now. He'll bust open a book and then he'll immediately be ready for bed. So you're right. It's a good sleep aid for sure.
It is way better
when
than staring at your or at your mobile screen.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's the type of stuff that'll keep you awake. Anything else that you've been watching or reading or playing?
Oh no, I watched the I always forget the name. The Spider-Verse, the new one is Across the Spider-Verse, right?
Across the Spider-Verse, yeah.
I watched it with my son last Saturday. We both liked it a lot. Was a great movie. I couldn't expect a better sequel from the first one.
Shockingly good, right? Like the fact that
My
they've lived up to the
son
first.
felt a bit he felt a bit confused with the image because it's too cartoonish, right? It's not that crispy clear. He felt a bit strange with that, but he liked because he loved Miles and Gwen. And tomorrow we are going to watch Transformers. Tomorrow
okay.
afternoon, yeah. And next week we are going to watch The Flash.
That's incredible. So you're almost getting your son into a bunch of properties that you grew up on that you loved, right? This is for the next generation.
But my son likes Transformers, likes Spider-Man. He's not much into Batman, not much into DC, not much into Batman.
Yeah, those films are a little mature for for his age,
for
but
a
he's
10
kind of
years
getting to
old.
that.
For a 10
Yeah,
years old, right?
He's kind of getting to that point where he'll be able to appreciate it a bit more, right?
Oh, cool. Certainly. I never, of course, gave him to watch the Dark Knight. I think that's too heavy for him.
Yeah.
And any Batman movie is he watched the Lego one. He actually has the tumbler, the Lego one. I bought.
Oh,
for
he's got
him.
a Lego tumbler. All right, he's got all these gateways.
My son collect a lot of Legos. We have almost a city in our room.
That's incredible, and he has a few Hot Toys as well, right?
Hot Toys now he has 4. Yeah, he has 4 Hot Toys.
I always give Zach a hard time. I'm like, Joel's son has as many Hot Toys as you. That's not me gatekeeping. It's just funny to rib him like that.
But my son understands the value, and he has on his room on the cabinets. He has a cabinet in the room, and he doesn't play with it. He knows he like them. Sometimes when some new friends come, he asks me to take them from the display. They just stay there looking and checking, but nothing more. He likes like that. And
So
he
he knows
also
that
has a
they're art
quarter scale.
pieces.
Yes, I gave him the quarter scale, the Poe, the Star Wars, because that is a Hasbro one. The Aries have the same one, so I put it on his room, and I gave him the 1-to-1 the life size Iron Man, the mask. That
Oh yeah, the one that actually goes. I want that
I gave
desperately,
him.
honestly.
That thing
He's
is
got-
expensive.
I bet it's freaking pricey.
That's expensive.
Yeah, and he's got a heck of a collection already. I'm very jealous. That's really
Yeah,
incredible to
as long as you
hear.
take care
Though.
of it, as long as you take care of it, it's fine.
It is a good way to teach responsibility for sure. That's kind of. I was very meticulous with my toys. I had 2 younger sisters though, and so I'd have everything set up, I'd come home from school and everything would be destroyed. So I think I learned at an early age like to be very, OCD with my stuff. But let me just check in with the chat really quick. Oh, let me mention what I've been watching. Across the Spider-Verse, like you mentioned, incredible film. I'm sure everyone here in the chat has seen it, but I'm not a big animation guy, but the Spider-Verse films have been incredible, honestly. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the third one. And then another thing that I've been playing, this is probably a deep cut, but I'm into when I play video games, I like the single player experience. So I've been playing NBA 2K and FIFA and kind of doing a franchise. Have you ever done like a franchise mode where you draft your players, you scout people? It's like very, very nerdy shit.
In FIFA normal, yeah, the NBA no, but on FIFA normally I play. It's the more 80s way to play offline season.
Yeah,
And I do a complete season offline without just playing alone. And if sometimes I lose a match, I get angry. Restart match. I can restart the match and then there's no any problem.
You got the control.
Yeah, I got the control. Until I can win the Champions League, I will restart the match.
Honestly, that's how I am too, because it's like therapeutic almost. If you're playing online, you're getting all worked up. When I'm like playing in my franchise, I'm like, looking at players that I want to trade for, and it really is like therapy. I'll have music on in the background. So yeah, that's what I've been up to recently.
But the game, I actually forgot to say, the game that I pass more hours, it's the Monster Energy Supercross. I think it's the game that I pass more hours playing.
Okay, is that like just like a racetrack basically, or
It's
what's
a racetrack. Supercross is a racetrack inside the stadium. Inside the stadium. That's so famous in US, and you even don't know about this.
It's not in
It's
my
one
part
of the
of
most
the world.
famous sports in US.
Where I grew up, it's not super popular, but I actually know some people who compete in that type of stuff, but never got into it.
Yeah, but that game is so real that it's very well done, very polished, and is real because you really need to maneuver very well the body and the bike. So it's a really funny experience. It's a really fun experience.
Okay.
But yeah,
I might have to give it a shot. Go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
no, I thought you were going to address the chat because I
Yes.
want to fill up some water.
Go
I'm
fill
out
up
of
some water, and I will
Okay.
address the chat for us.
Water.
There you go. So we've got some guy in the house. What's up, collecting fam? Some guy. Thank you for being in here. Bob Dylan with the Portuguese. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this, but I'm going to star this one, and Joao will read it for us when we come back. Bob Dylan, thank you for being in here.
I can
live
read
stream-
now.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Olá amigos, estou tão feliz que é sexta-feira.
Wow, Portuguese is a beautiful, beautiful language. That's awesome. I think I understand the first phrase there. I think he's saying hello, friends. I think. A live stream is not a live stream without King Dingling. What's up, guys? Hey, thank you for being in here. We got Payden23 in the house. We got Yomo. We got Absolute Irwin. I'm here for Sting. That's right. We'll do it live. That clip gets me every time. AJ Agrusa in the house. Greeting, friends. Hope all is well. Hey, AJ, happy Friday. Thank you for being in here. Animal Style Everything. Who's here for the Russian Bear Tackler? That's right. I think all of us are. I'm here for the Russian Bear Tackler. That's incredible. Thank you for being in here. We got the legend Loco Lou in the house. What's poppin', people? Loco Lou, Pops, thank you for being in here. Long time no talk. We definitely got to connect here soon. Let's see. We got Absolute Irwin. I think I got there. Marco, the legend, and the legend BigBreda. So only one legend in this stream today. Okay. I see how it is. Renz Tolentino in the house. Good morning, everyone. Hit the like button. Renz, thank you for joining. We got Hishi Wee Big Boobs. Made it. Dark Flash looks like a shark frozen mid-air by CO2. Ain't letting that go. Oh my gosh. I think I saw that comment on Mafia stream and I LOL'd as well. Thank you for being in here. That's incredible. We got John, the Everyday Collector.
Hey, John.
Hey, guys. Hey, John. What's going on, man? Thank you for joining. We got to get you on here as well. I know we've been chatting about that for a long time, so let's make it happen. Let's see who else we got in here. John is saying, got to watch The Sopranos. Let's see.
Who said gotta watch The Sopranos?
John was saying, gotta watch The Sopranos.
I already watched Sopranos, I think at least 3 times. Best show ever.
I haven't watched The Sopranos. I'm only on season 3 of The Wire, and I need to watch Succession. So those are 3 of my big shames.
The Wire, I cannot. I tried, and I'm sure it's one of the best, but I cannot pass the third episode of the first season. I'm already sleeping.
It's very dense. It's very dense.
I cannot.
I think that's the problem. It's like I want to give it my full attention, but I was on my phone and then I was
It's a pity,
rewinding.
really.
Yeah. One of these
It's a
days we'll
pity.
both get to it.
Succession is good. Succession is good.
Okay, that's definitely one of the
I need
next
to
ones up.
Catch up with
Now
that
that
one.
it's
Oh,
now that it's
other
over,
one I forgot.
Yeah.
I recommend everyone. This is nothing to do with crime or anything. It's more family focused. Is the name is actually This Is Us. It's
Okay.
amazing show. Amazing.
I've heard
show.
of that.
It's more
Okay.
more family centered. More really good show. Really good show.
Okay, that might be one
I
that I'll have to
recommend
watch with
that show,
Gigi.
really.
Okay, thank you
Really
for
good.
the rec. We got Taria in the house. Taria, thank you for being in here. We got the legend Will Foxification.
Will,
Joao was
how are
channeling
you?
his inner Walter White. That is amazing.
Almost.
Yeah, Will, thank you for joining. Let's see, we got Jose G.
Jose
Hernandez in the
Hernandez.
house. That's right. Just got back from New York. I think he dodged all that smoke. So, yeah, he got back just in the nick of time there. Jose, thank you for joining. Let's see, we got Collector Joey in the house. Collector Joey, thank you for joining, brother. Let's see, we got Conquer Knight in the house. Hey, guys. Hey, thank you for being in here. Let's see, we got Shiny in the house. I can't believe Will Foxification from Will Foxification is in the chat for 16 Fix from 16 Fix. Small world. Yeah, it's a crossover that no one knew we needed. So if you haven't checked out that episode, the last episode of She Said No with Will on it, really fun time. So definitely go check that out. We got Alvin J in the house. What's up, everyone? Hey, thank you for being in here. We got Doc Smizzle, Breda and Marco. Doc Smizzle, thank you for joining. Bob Dylan is asking, has Marco been banished to a closet? So this is actually our back house. So if you recall, I've mentioned that we've got a detached garage that was converted. So one half of it is Gigi's office, and there's a redone bathroom in there. It's actually nicer than our bathroom in our main house. And then this has been our storage traditionally. I kind of talked Gigi into like, hey, let me store my Hot Toys back here, set up a streaming studio. So all the boxes you see behind me are some IKEA cabinets. So hopefully this weekend I'll be able to set up some stuff and I won't look like I'm completely banished to the shadow realm over here. So that's what's going on. Let's see who else we got. We got Trevor 16 Shooter in the house. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Trevor, thank you for joining. Doc Smizzle says waffles. Where's my waffles? What? All right. Happy Friday. Yes, that's amazing. We got Calvin, the low key collector. My guys, what's up, everyone? Good morning. Calvin, thank you for joining. We got a packed house today. You love to see it. We got BMW Lover. Good morning, everyone. Hope we all have a great weekend. Hey, thank you for joining.
Thank
I
you.
got that name correct, right, Joao?
BMW 3 Lover.
All right. I think I was
What's
close
that
enough.
3 over there? Is BMW E Lover?
I guess they'll have to let us know in the chat. But yeah, appreciate you joining. We got Thule in the house. Thule, thank you for
Thule.
being in here. Hey, Thule. Let's see. I think I'm just about caught up. Let me just verify. We got Mark P in the house. Mark P, thank you for joining. Mark P saying Marco making moves. That's right. That's right. I'm, slowly but surely trying to adjust things. And Bob Dylan is saying maybe the 3 is for 3 Series. That would make a lot of sense. It really would. So I'm a guy who drives a Honda Civic. So the sports car game is is not my cup of tea. That's right. We're all over here trying to do the calculus. So, Joao, let's move on next to just an update on our lives. And I want to keep it collecting focused. So, what have you gotten in recently or what's on its way?
On its way at this moment or anytime soon is the Act 1 Afterlife. I'm still waiting for the shipping. Some stores here
Incredible.
already received a small batch. There are already some. I haven't seen any review or any unboxing. I only see people over here with the boxes in the home because I think they are going to resell it. They are not.
No one
going
knows
to
what the
keep
fuck
it.
to do with it. They thought it was a good idea and then
It's
they get it in.
It's a huge box, yeah. And this morning I was I pre-ordered the Wonder Woman, the Warner Bros. The 100 years.
That feels like a miracle that you even got that thing, honestly. Because there are how many units over there?
Yeah, the pre-orders started at noon, 12 sharp. There was 240 units available for pre-order. I had my login done. I had everything. I had the Wonder Woman on the favorites, the wish list, and I was just ready to once arrived 12, just refresh the page and add to cart. At 12, I refreshed the page because that's very fast. The page here, you wouldn't move.
Oh, got it. It was just frozen.
And then it always happens this, and then I cancel the refresh. I go again and refresh, and then I could enter. Then I add to cart, when to pay, when to process payment, the connection closed.
Oh, that's what always
I had to go
freaking
back.
happens. Yeah.
And then I finally paid, but surprisingly, it's still available. I think there were maybe 10 of us that went to pre-order in the maybe 50 of us. I checked just now on the website before on the stream. It's still available. There was not even 240 persons that bought them until now.
That's kind of crazy to think, considering the worldwide availability.
Happened exactly the same thing with Marty McFly, the 2.0, the reissue with Einstein. There was only 300 available. In the first day, no one bought. Second day was still there.
I didn't realize he was sitting around too. Oh my god!
He sit around for 4 days, I think. I got 2. Sit around for 4 days, but now here in China, that Marty is almost reaching the double of retail.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
Yeah, because the Chinese sometimes they don't want to do these pre-orders and everything. They think I will buy later from someone. And sometimes they don't mind to pay a bit more and then go at 12 o'clock and log in and make this.
It's not worth their time.
It's not worth their time.
Yeah, people are working.
This will release very soon. I had 2 options. One option was to pick up myself at the China Joy Festival. Is similar like Comic-Con, but China based. In July 28th, you could pick up in person. Or you could choose deliver, but because that convention is in Shanghai, is far from me, I choose to receive in home. So I would.
That we don't have to carry it around the whole time.
Yeah, but the price was okay. Was 360. I know. Actually, I paid 348 because I use some points. I paid 348 for. I think it's fair. 348. I think I'm okay with that.
That's awesome. Are you buying directly from Hot Toys when you're going on this website, or?
This website is Hot Toys Direct. Hot Toys really their store. They don't do these limited editions. When are these limited editions? They give to their biggest agent here. And
I see.
Through their website. It's through their website that they run these promotions. Because Hot Toys have an online flagship store. It's not really a website. It's hosted by a third party, so they cannot run these limited editions. It's run by another website, but
got it.
Is same as Hot Toys basically. They are partners with them. But yeah, was a good experience. I have the Wonder Woman, and now I don't know if you remember when we were talking about Justice League and so on. I even said this 2 weeks ago, that my problem was Wonder Woman. There was not a Wonder Woman that I liked and I could not complete. Now, okay, we have a Wonder Woman, and I will start to build the Ultimate Justice League. But I'm not in a rush. I think we will see probably the best Affleck ever again. We will see something better, because I think Hot Toys will start to do more of this stuff, more limited editions. This Wonder Woman is 1,500 worldwide. For Hot Toys, is a very low number. And I think this one will be one that people will risk to pay more. I know some people are already paying 500, 600 in Hong Kong.
Jeez, that's crazy that it's available over there, but people are already paying crazy secondary market.
It's available, but
prices.
Hong Kong is out of stock. They sold out everything they have. Now we need to check Sideshow, because imagine China have 240. Let's say Hong Kong 400, 600, 800. I think Sideshow will have maybe 600, 700, 500 to 700, something like that. I heard that Sideshow is going to do that queue system, that you need to queue and then to purchase. I don't know. I know that it's 5 o'clock, right? You know about this. It's 5.
Yeah, so 2 o'clock today. Pacific time, 5 o'clock Eastern. Trevor's asking, how much is Wonder Woman on Sideshow? I don't know that we got a
420.
definitive price. I think that was a speculation I heard.
420 or 440, something like that.
Yeah. So over 400 is the speculation I've seen.
Is the same price as Aragorn from InArt.
Yeah. That's a good comparison. That's actually a really great comparison. But then once you add in shipping and tax and on these limited releases, they don't normally let you use any rewards points or any promo codes, so it will not be a cheap release. I'm still on the fence. I think I probably will attempt to get one, but I'm a bit scared of dropping that cash because I just got the 84, which is almost the same thing. So obviously the rooted hair.
Same body, right? Same body.
I think
right?
same body, just different paint color and different hair. But we'll talk about Wonder Woman in a bit.
The head sculpt, I think, is the golden armor head sculpt.
That's what I think, right? With the wool rooting, that's what I've heard, and that sculpt is really great, honestly. Like from certain angles, it looks just like her. So, yeah, I think it might be one that I'll try to add as well. But congratulations on picking it up. 16 Salvo is asking, looks like Marco either went to IKEA or got those Maji cases ready. So these are all IKEA cabinets. So, the plan is to kind of do a little display back here. So, hopefully we'll be up this weekend, but it got a lot of work ahead of me.
May I ask how much ran a display like that? How much you pay for all those?
Yeah, so there's 5 cabinets here, and it's a little over $600. It's not great bang for your buck, right? Like you could go with Maja Spaces and get way more figures in this. I really do like how the Billies look. I've had Billies for a long time. Those are actually my first display cabinets ever. I know Ben Thomas has a beautiful display of them as well, and he's a really good example of how to do Billies well. So I think this is my preferred look. It's nice and clean. You can kind of dust proof it well. So we shall see how it comes out. Hoping that it'll be a good backdrop for my new streaming setup that is not in a closet, regardless of the speculation. So John is saying, wow, over $400 plus is unbelievable. But that's John, that's the cost of limited runs, right? You've been a proponent for those, and sometimes they come with a pricey, with a big price tag. So, so anything else upcoming, Joao? If not, then I'll kind of move on to what I have incoming.
I think it's really that Ecto One and this pre-order from Wonder Woman. I think I have enough to work within these days, because with the Ecto One coming, I need to figure out the display of the vehicles. As I was telling you, I will have that display for the vehicles only. I'm moving around here, the room, the sofa already moved to here. I'm trying to figure out which is the best way to have all the vehicles in that display, and that monster display. But yeah, I think I step down a bit, start to enjoy a bit more the things you are receiving. I still haven't enough time to enjoy actually the DeLorean. It's arrived, put it on that base, and just go, and what's next. And I think we need to pause a bit and enjoy more the things we receive, and then just going to the next one. It's crazy.
I completely agree with you, honestly, and I just got my DeLorean in yesterday, so the box arrived.
Great.
Yeah, so Gigi did send me a picture of, because it shipped in just the brown box that it comes in. It says Back to the Future 2, says DeLorean, so she knew right away what it was. And Gigi isn't here today, but she did send along a message of how she feels about the DeLorean. So let me play that for y'all.
Well, here we are again. I guess this is my life now. What I think about this, I'm happy it's here, because now Marco can stop talking about it. He'll talk about it for a few weeks or whatever, maybe a week. And then that's my favorite thing about things getting here. He talks about it forever, then they get here, then he talks about it a little bit more, and then it stops. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. Okay, bye.
So I think Gigi is most excited for me to finally just display it and shut the fuck up about it. But, I am going to work on appreciating it in the display. So I was kind of teasing Joao because he's very, the figures have to go with the screen accuracy, right? So for the most part, you're normally like, okay, well, you can't mix these properties. Although I see, you've done it a few times. So I was like, hey,
that with the DeLorean, yes.
There you go. Sometimes it just, if it looks cool, it's your artwork.
He doesn't look cool.
It triggers you. But I was telling him, I was like, I think I'm going to have 2 stormtroopers stopping the DeLorean and Marty kind of getting out and being panicked. You're like, if you do that, I will stop talking to you.
Completely stormtroopers in the DeLorean.
So you'll be the first person that I send pictures to when I have my DeLorean display up. So hopefully this weekend as well. But got to unbox a DeLorean and got to take out these cabinets. So Gigi's getting a lot of
Remember the
tax
wheels.
money.
Remember the wheels. Pull,
Yes,
pull, not push.
not just yank. And I'm kind of a brute when it comes to that stuff too. So thank you for sending the tutorial on how to do that. So Jose is saying, LMAO, she wants you to shut up about it for real. Yeah, she's pretty much over it. So Jose asked a question about the 66 bat cycle. Are you getting that, Joao,
No,
from
no.
Jazz Inc? Okay. Yeah, it
I
looks like a really cool
appreciate
piece. But
all die cast and everything, but no, it's not on my plans.
not on your plans. There you go.
I
All
would
right.
get the car first, then the bat cycle. The 66,
gosh.
the car. It's beautiful.
Yeah, now that you're going to have a vehicle display, you'll be on the lookout for other vehicles, I'm sure.
No, I was actually eyeing today the Tumbler. It was a vehicle that I was never thinking about getting, but the Tumbler is so cheap here now.
Tell me
dropped
why.
so
It's
much in
probably after
price.
you saw the Hot Toys display and they had the Batman Begins coming out of it, and they made the tumbler in that setup look great.
Yeah, but the Tumbler is very cheap here. Very, very cheap.
How
It's
cheap are we talking?
I think I'm seeing it about 2,800. I see some listings today. I was around $400, something like that.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I've been very tempted, honestly, to pick
How
it
much
up.
is in
but,
Sideshow? I don't know. How much is in Sideshow?
You know, at one
500?
point in time, I think it was in the low fours, and that was before shipping and tax. But I think they might have had like $5 or $15 shipping as well. So the price was pretty. It was below 500 at one point. I'm gonna wait for another deal like that, and I may just have to swoop. Now that I've got this display set up, I think a tumbler could look really good on top of this Module space right here. So we shall see, little by little. But if Gigi rewatches the stream, I'm gonna be in pretty hot water here. So we got Graham, the Jedi Knights watch in the house. Bonjour, Graham.
Keaton.
Thank you for thank you for joining. So let's move on to everyone's favorite subject here, or excuse me, segment, and that segment is it weird? So Joao, I want to ask you, is this weird? And I'm asking the audience as well. This is a very specific thing, right? So maybe no one else does this, but Gigi and I do this, and this could be a toxic trait, honestly. But long story here, but she used to work with a gal who every time the gal would use the restroom and the toilet paper roll was done, she would never change it. And so Gigi would be like, the toilet paper's right there. It's as simple as just taking it and changing it. And the gal would never do it. So anytime that I use the restroom and don't switch out the paper towel roll, she will yell at me from across the house and say, I won't say this lady's name, but let's just call her Jennifer. She'll be like, okay, Jennifer. And so we refer to this person, and we're cracking up because we're like, if we ever had kids and we still were yelling at each other, okay, Jennifer, our kids would be like, what the heck are you talking about? And we'd have to explain like, oh, your mom used to work with this gal who is so do you have any examples of anything like that you and your significant other do?
You should ask me this beforehand because
Sorry,
I'm
no, I
not
know.
remembering the story.
No,
But
no.
just to pick about your story, I do like this. I don't go to the toilet that have few toilet paper. I go to the one that is full.
There you go.
That way, I never need to change.
You're
But I really do that because
So
if
you
I don't
leave
do
it-
one, I don't go to the one that has less toilet paper. I go to the one that is full. But is there something?
So Bob Dylan is saying, inside jokes between a couple are the bonds that bind. Yeah, it's so true, though. You have your stupid little
Completely.
inside jokes, and no one else. Tully is saying, ha ha ha, that's always a pet peeve of mine, too, especially if the roll is the rolling under position. That irks me. Oh, yeah, it's got to be the specific orientation. No, I completely agree. So sorry, Joao, you were
We
going to
can
say...
go one. I'm sure I
Okay.
will remember something. But
Any point...
yeah.
Yeah, sorry for not giving you a heads up on this one, but any point in time, you just interrupt us. We're super casual here. So let's move on to Que Significa. The Que Significa today, a lot of these come now from either conversations that Gigi's family is having or from Spanish music that I'm listening to. I listen to a fair amount of Spanish music because I kind of want it to sink in. And also Spanish music is great, even though I, don't understand a lot of the stuff, especially if it's like reggaeton or if it's, we listen to Rosalia, who is Spanish. I just found out she's like Spanish from Spain. The way that she speaks is wild in her music. Like I can't understand a lot of it. By the way, she was just on Hot Ones. She's a new crush of mine. She's incredibly cool. So the que significa for today is locuras de tu mente. So Joao, can you tell the people what that would roughly translate to from Spanish to English? And if you don't know that, I will tell.
Locuras de tu mente. It's like the something crazy in your mind, or right?
Like
It's
the
something
craziness
like
of
the craziness in your mind, or something like that.
Yeah. So the craziness of your mind. So this is one that I just heard in a song and I was like, that's like a beautiful phrase. Like I know locuras, like I know, okay, no loco, like I know it's talking about something crazy. And so I kind of had to use deductive reasoning to try to figure it out and, chatted with Gigi. But that's just like such a cool phrase. Locuras de tu mente. So,
Locuras de tu mente.
yeah.
Sí, es bueno.
All right, there you go. So I think it was a Karol G song, if I recall. But yeah, just a beautiful phrase. So I wanted to teach everyone that. So let's move on now to some figure talk. We're 35 minutes in, haven't really chatted too much about figures, but I want to move on now to Joao judges. Now, this would normally be Gigi judges, but, because we've got a special guest here, we're going to let him judge these figures. So
It's
as
not
a reminder...
special, it's the only one.
That's right. As a reminder, we do these rankings out of 10 pancakes, right? So from your best guess, and we're not going to hold you to these, from your best guess, what are you ranking these figures? So I want to start here with a recent
1 to 10,
announcement.
right?
1 to 10, yeah. 1 to 10 pancakes. Recent announcement of The Flash. Now, this one is definitely problematic, and we don't have to get too much into that, but this individual is a little bit problematic, right? And so this is one that I was a bit conflicted on at first because it's like I want a Flash. I'm excited for the film. I think that the design is great, but this person is potentially like not a great person. So how do we separate the art from the artist? But Joao, is this one that you're excited for? And how many pancakes would you give this one?
Before watching the movie, it's difficult to judge much about the figure, but the suit I like. I think the head sculpt, I'm not very convinced with it, but it was something that I would not use. I would not use the head sculpt anyway. It's like I told you, I want to build the Ultimate Justice League. Is this the Flash? I don't know. I really like the first one. The other one from Hot Toys. I really
that
like
other
that
one's
one.
great too. The Justice
The
League
other
version
one is really good.
So would you take this Flash and put him with other members of the Justice League though? Does that kind of fit your head canon?
It will have to. It will have to, because at this moment, this Justice League is all a mess, right? You got Snyder Cut, you got the Justice League, it's all messed up, right? So you need to play with the best of each figure and make your own Justice League. It's the only way that you can use.
Yeah, because we're not going to see them come back together again. Very, very likely.
So that's, for example, I really would like to have the ultimate version of the Superman, the blue suit, because I don't like much the Man of Steel, the suit, the color. I don't. But the last one seems to be the best one, but still not perfect. And the black one is Snyder Cut. I would like to have a blue and red Superman. Henry Cavill.
Cavill, yeah.
Cavill.
So amongst the blue and red ones, though, I know you said there's not a perfect one, but which one would you lean towards if you could only have the one?
The Justice League. The
Justice League for
one.
sure. Okay,
Yeah,
more
would be
the more
just
classic
the Justice
colorway.
League one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for this one, I would give probably 8 pancakes, something like that.
8 pancakes. Okay.
Yeah, just to talk about what you said in the beginning. I separate the art from no any problem. Is whatever he does, but he's the Flash, and I separate that well. The same thing I do with Louis C.K. I love this as a comedian, but the things he did is also I also don't approve at all. But I
Yeah.
still like his stand up and everything. You have so many examples. You have
Michael
that guy
Jackson.
that did but Michael Jackson, we cannot prove. You don't know.
I
How
think.
can
Well,
you
I think
know?
they're all kind of allegations, right? I don't know that any of them are definitive because none of us were there, right?
Exactly. And you got that one that I love, that actor, the one that play the Seven with Brad Pitt. What's his name?
Oh
He
gosh,
did the usual
yes.
suspects
Yes,
too.
I've almost wiped his mind out of or his name out of my mind. It'll
The
come to me,
bald
but
one.
yeah, it'll come to me.
Yeah, I don't remember. But
He was
I
Lex
also
Luthor, right?
love
In
him.
the
Yeah,
Singer,
What's
and
his
Singer
name?
is another
What's his
person
name?
that's potentially problematic.
Kevin
Oh
Spacey.
gosh, Kevin
exactly.
Spacey. Thank you, Bob Dylan. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's it's tough to grandstand when it comes to art like this because there are a lot of problematic artists. Honestly, sometimes their problems are what make them brilliant artists. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
hard
but
to
we are not
separate.
here to
For
talk
sure.
about that. Just go on.
No,
Go on.
we're just gonna dive deeper onto that for the rest of the podcast. So
Okay,
I will
let's
say
go.
this is this is one that I'm incredibly excited
Okay,
for. Like I
suppose
said,
you really want to go deep on this?
No,
We were
no,
talking
no,
about
I
what
don't, I
Louis
don't.
C.K. did, and
that's right. So allegedly, no. This is one that when I saw the figure finally drop, right, we saw it at the showcase, and then when I saw the solicitation photos, I was like all in. I was like, I need this one. I don't know that I need the life-size ring though. That's one that I think that I could probably live without.
I don't
think it's gonna be
give
cool.
a shit about that ring. Really, everyone's going crazy about the ring. I would not want that ring. I will never use that ring. And if I see someone using that ring, I will just slap him in the face
Oh my
2 or 3 times because no.
If you see someone out in the street with this ring, all right, so you've been warned. If you see
Especially
Breda and you're wearing this ring,
especially
run.
especially if he's Calvin, because Calvin, I already know that I will need to put him down. If he use this ring, no.
I don't want to make Calvin self-conscious, but there's no chance that this ring is going to fit his big ass hands. There's just zero chance. So he can want this ring all he wants, but he's not.
He's taller than you.
He's a big guy. Yeah, he's maybe the same height as Mario. I'd have to see them back to back, but he's a very tall guy. So yeah, I don't
I
think
really
that
need
this
to
was
prep
designed
up.
for him. What was that?
I really need to prep up before meeting you.
Oh yeah, come on, you got to you got to be ready. Especially if you're going to slap him in the face. Oh my god, that's too much.
The first
Jose
one is
said-
on me for sure. Then the rest, I don't know.
Bob Dylan saying, "What makes you think Calvin is going to put it on his fingers?" Oh my, well, that's a whole different conversation. If he's still in the chat to defend himself, I'll let him be in there. And oh my god, is Breda filling in as the she for today's podcast? No, actually, so we're going to get Breda's perspective on his relationship with his significant other in just a bit, and I think that will be the she in the She Said No. So Joao judges more of a lifestyle than a segment. Yeah, that's right. That is too. BMW lover saying, Calvin, don't let Breda catch you in them streets. Oh my god,
Calvin is already afraid. He's
in
already
there.
afraid.
Wow, the Russian bear wrangler is ready for some action here. So I think we can move on from this flash, but I think we will both agree that it's just a really cool release, and I think would look really nice in a Justice League display. I plan to put him next to the Black Suit Superman, the Golden Armor Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and the Nightmare Batman. I think that would be kind of my alternate reality Justice League that I'd love to have. I don't have an Aquaman yet. We'll see if they do one for the next movie, but yeah, I think that's where I'm going there. So yeah, looks incredible. So Joao, you chatted a bit about this one. I just want to talk about the wool hair on it. Do you have any concerns based on what we saw with the the solicitation photos, which is this, versus what we saw at Hot Toys Showcase, which looked a bit poofier, a little bit different styling. Do you have any concerns about Hot Toys?
Can you zoom in here? Zoom more.
Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah,
Let's
this
see.
one.
We can go. Yeah, this is as close as we can go here.
No, for me, I know we always joke about this, but does seem the light makes a lot of difference, because in the other photos the hair is not as black, seems more like a dark brown, and here is a bit more puffy. You are correct. So that's a bit concerning, because probably we will need really to work with his hair. There is no way around it. Hot Toys will not ship these like in a jar completely.
This is true, huh? It's probably gonna be just laying in that plastic container, like
Just laying completely, and then when you take out the air, is all.
yeah.
And then I
So
heard
what's
some
your-
people is taking these kind of figures. They really go to a hairstylist and say, I want you to work on this hair for me.
That's one way for sure. Honestly.
Maybe.
You know, when you get into this hobby, you don't really anticipate the weird stuff you're going to begin doing in terms of. I'm just about to attempt my first body swap on the Wanda. I think the Fison body should be coming here soon, and been chatting with Bob Dylan about that. Sal in one of the groups as well. So shout out to them for all the help. I think David Gonzalez was the one that initially posted, and so it's like I'm deep down the collecting rabbit hole now. When you're styling hair, when you're swapping bodies, that's when you know you are in the 1/6 game hard. So overall, though, you secured the pre-order. Any other reservations about this figure overall? You're just excited to have it as your ultimate Wonder Woman.
I think I will be satisfied with this one. I will of course not pose her in any special dynamic poses, because I'm not sure about these bodies at all. The hair, I really need to see how it will go. But apart of that, we already talked about the suit and everything. I love the base. The base is beautiful.
Yeah, that base is really incredible.
The base is
honestly.
really beautiful. And she came with everything that you could ask for a Wonder Woman. She came with everything. Basically.
The sword
the
and
classic
the
suit, the sword, everything. She came with everything. This is basically a ultimate Wonder Woman. I don't think you will get a better package than this.
Yeah,
don't
I think the only thing, and this wouldn't necessarily be screen accurate, but I know they did a run that Dean brought to my attention, was the kind of more Linda Carter look with the stars on the skirt. I think that'd be the only thing that could kind of take this over the top. But I think you're right. This is just about the ultimate.
One thing though is I had the Wonder Woman before. They called her that was the trainee, I think, version with a ponytail.
Oh yeah.
But that one, the elbow snap, and had a hole in the elbow, and then I end up by soldering it, because the body was peeling. Some parts were peeling the body
shit.
too.
So not after you threw it across the room, I'm assuming.
No, I didn't threw it across the room. And this one, you see, this one will look very, very good. But I just want to know is. I don't want to know. I know for sure that this base will not fit in a normal display, because it seems the height is there. It's
a massive
over
freaking base.
40 centimeters for sure.
You might have to display her with your vehicles or something. Yeah, this is a big one.
Near the Ecto one.
There you go. Exactly. The crossover that no one knew they needed. That's amazing. So how many pancakes would you give this based on what you've seen so far? Obviously, soon to have in hand.
From the prototype photos, and not judging from this one here, prototype photos, I would give a 8.59 pancakes.
Okay. I think I'm completely.
It's so different. You don't think so? Look at the hair, and even the color. The skin color is different here. Is more tan, while the other photo it's very white, very yellow.
The very stark lighting has definitely brought a different view of this figure. It's interesting. I hadn't noticed the skin color as well, but you're spot on there. It's a lot more tan
Here you can see that there's a warm color that they are using for these shots. They are clearly using a warm color, because you can see the reflection on the legs of that warm color.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So excited for you to get this one in hand, and I think a lot of folks will be trying to get this later today. So I will give this one 9 pancakes as well. I think it's a really cool concept, and I'm glad that they've done a limited run of this as their first foray into rooted hair, or wool rooted hair, excuse me. So excited to see if they can pull that off. So let's move on to the InArt Gandalf. So this tease that they've given us is a little bit old now, and I don't know if most of us have moved on. Yeah, that's old news at this point. But we go back sometimes and talk about figures that are out of the zeitgeist. So Joao, are you happy with this latest tease that InArt gave us of the Gandalf? You're obviously getting all the InArt figures. Are you still really excited about this one, or is there anything that's given you any concerns?
I'm not. Do you want me? You want me to be concerned because he's missing a
Pattern
collar
on the
in
pants.
a pattern on the pants? No,
That's
I'm
right.
not concerned
I
about
know.
that. That's for Zach because he's crazy about Gandalf, and
He is
but
the
for me,
Gandalf
no.
guy.
Look at this. Look at the details, even on the nails, the dirty nails, dirty hands, aged hands. With it's amazing these details
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, for what I'm seeing, I know that other concern, Zach concern was the beard was not long enough. I don't know. You need to be very picky to find any faults on this. I cannot tell you if the beard is not long enough. I don't. I never studied this so much to know about that. For me, I think I'm pleased with this figure, and I was a bit. I don't know. I was a bit. I was listening to Collecting Weekly yesterday, because I think was Marco was talking like when you are paying like $600 for a figure, you want that to be perfection, but this is $460. They are targeting to China market.
Yeah, it's
It's to
not
the
for our
market they are
market.
licensed, right? So this is basically the same price you pay for the Wonder Woman we saw just now.
It's a good.
If
Yeah,
you
it's a good comparison.
If you compare the both, what InArt is giving you and what Hot Toys is giving you, I think it's fair to assume that this looks much more real than that Wonder Woman.
Yeah, no, I agree that I think they're continuing to kind of reset the market or kind of reset the bar when it comes to these 1/6 figures. It's not like they're going to speak or breathe, but they look pretty damn good. And I think,
think
Zach
so.
has some legitimate concerns because there are some things that are
Of
present on
course he
other
has.
1/6 figures.
Of course, yes, because he is a character that he loves. He's a character that you want to have in perfection, perfect, right? And because he addressed these issues to InArt, he addressed the issues. He proved that. Even I think he even said where those pants were located, that those pants, that mark in the pants really existed and everything. And I give him my total respect for that because he really tried his best. He tried so much that he and John together he got the second
The staff,
the staff, right?
Moria staff, right? Is that the
The Moria staff. So the pants, I don't think is for the average collector is a huge. No one will notice that. And the other thing is the rope. He said that the rope should be longer, should be covering his boots, and the rope is not long enough. I don't know. I think for me, if I receive the Gandalf as we are seeing here, I think I'm already a happy customer. Honestly, I had the Asmus before, and I even think that Asmus was really good. Was a solid piece, but once InArt introduced theirs, it was time for that Asmus to fly away.
it's next level.
There was no, especially that Asmus. He came with that base. The base was cool, but they were using that green stuff, the plants or what's that? They were using like the ones I have in my aquarium.
Little fish tank stuff.
Yes.
So Trevor is saying, I love the details, but I'm not going to be ultra picky unless I'm paying $450 for just the clothing. Yeah, I think Trevor understands the cost of customs and these highly intricate costumes and sculpts, and so I think he's got a different perspective of the value of these figures overall, even here for our market. But I will say, just based on the sculpt alone, this being the final production potentially, right? What we're seeing here, I was very tempted to go back and try to secure one of these Gandalfs from somewhere. I did chat with Kit a bit. He did let me know there is no wait list, but I wouldn't be shocked if there ended up being a few of them on his site. I know
Of
the
course
Rooted
they are.
Joker.
Of
Rooted
course,
Joker's still up there
will
right
be
now.
people that will not pay the invoices, and you will have some in stock. I think this is the head sculpt you will receive. With the Joker, they also showed all the Jokers, the heads displayed in like this before they start shipping them out. And I think
that's what
this
we
one
got.
is coming very soon. This one not released yet, but I think is coming very soon. Can't wait.
Well, there you go. Excited to hear your thoughts. So out of 10 pancakes, what are you giving this tease?
Oh, this Gandalf I would give again a good 9.5.
9.5. Okay.
Easy.
Okay. I'm gonna go 8.75 on this one. I think we're an easy group to please.
But why?
I still have
Why not a 9?
Yeah, I just have my concerns about the amount of futzing that you'll have to do for this figure. So it's not necessarily the quality of the figure.
For the
but
robes,
more
right? For
all of
the
it.
clothing.
For the hair, for the robes, for the hat. All of that's going to have to be
No.
futzed a bit.
I
you would assume.
think you will receive the head sculpt inside the jar exactly like the Joker, and it will come perfect inside the jar, and you just need to pop in.
That's
and it's ready to fight.
Yeah.
I hope that's what they are
It's
going
going to have to be
do.
a long ass jar though to accommodate the beard, but I think you're right. I think they can pull that off.
They are perfect in using big boxes, so why not a big jar?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so we'll see, but yeah, it seems as though this one's going to come out really strong as well, and I guess Pennywise next. But I really want them to start getting to more DC figures, so hopefully they'll speed things up a bit here. So let's move on to this figure here. And this is one that has been put up for pre-order. I don't believe it's been released yet, so correct me if you know and I'm incorrect. But this is the Kratos One Toys World Box 1/6 Man of War. And so I kind of want to chat about this one, but I just want to talk about Kratos overall as a character. I know that you're into gaming, that you're in the middle of playing the second God of War, right? Or the, what is it, Ragnarok. You've started it but haven't finished it yet. Okay, you've got it, but you haven't.
I don't have it.
Oh, you don't have it at all. Okay.
I'm waiting for the bargain bin.
There you go. That's right. That's the smartest thing to do because there's so much stuff. Okay, so you're waiting on it. Apologies for mischaracterizing that. So based on your previous experience with the character, is this something that you feel like there's a strong representation of out there in terms of either getting this one or other third parties that you've seen? Or is this a figure that, companies haven't really been able to get right yet?
I think if I'm not mistaken, I think the Mondo one was not that bad, and the Mondo one is licensed. Because after that one, you did have the SW Toys that I reviewed in my channel, and was okay. It would work as a third party in your display, but I think everyone is waiting for this one. I think this one will be the better one. But probably not the figure that I will want in my collection, because at this moment I don't know where can I fit the gaming figures. I have
because you got to keep them separated.
I have the Arthur Morgan, the Lim Toys, because I really love that figure. He's amazing. I will have the John Marston too from Lim Toys.
Oh heck yeah!
I want to have those two.
How about the Last of Us? Whenever they drop those,
Last of Us, I had them, but I got rid of them because I want a licensed company to tackle those figures, because there is not a good Last of Us figures until now. CC Toys was near, Master Team was near, but still not the Ellie that I really would like when Joel together. Not quite there. I would like to see something from a licensed company appearing.
Okay, you're holding out.
Holding out, yeah, because not something that I really need.
Are you getting the Nathan Drake from? I'm forgetting who's doing that one. Is it Lim Toys that's doing it?
It's Lim Toys, yeah. Lim Toys figures. I want to catch them all, because of all the accessories they bring, the quality, the details they do on the bodies and everything. Yeah, Lim Toys is always worth to pick. Worth to pick. I'm getting that Nathan Drake. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so you got a
Just-
little.
Just
Go ahead,
please
go ahead.
comment by Jose Hernandez.
Let's see. Jose saying the third party guy wants licensed figures. Wow, he's just really trying to put you in a box.
Yeah, because most people don't understand that in my collection I have less than 10 third party figures at this moment. Less than. I got
That's
rid
wild.
of almost all third party I had because they were all in boxes. And they are from so many different franchises that you cannot put them together.
They
will
don't
not-
fit with your OCD.
They don't fit together. You have a Rocketeer, and then you have a L Rider, and then you have the. There's so many stuff, right? And if I was to collect all together, then I didn't have space for anything. So I'm very picky for the third party figures I pick. But I can tell you by Edward Scissorhands, The Mask by Present Toys, Limb Toys Gunslinger. No, I don't remember which other ones. Let me see. The Kingpin
Prank-
by So Toys.
Prank Joker.
Sorry?
The Prank Joker. The Mars Toys one.
The Mars Toys, the Prank Joker. I already got the other two too. The other two versions are already here with me too. Yeah, it's you only need to get the best ones that you can get from third parties. No, there's no space for just ones that just stay here just for taking space and getting dust.
Yeah, yeah.
Willy
and I
Wonka,
think-
yeah, of course, Willy Wonka.
And I think that's that's the awesome thing about your channel is you really get to familiarize yourself. I know I spent a lot of time poking around on your channel, familiarizing myself with Mars Toys. I know they did the Breaking Bad figures. There's
Yeah. Because it's like this. Many people say, you cannot listen an opinion from a person that buys only for review and then sells. Why you cannot? If you have the figure in your hands, I can give my opinion. What I do sometimes, I lose money sometimes in buying third parties to review, and then when I sell them, I need to sell them cheaper than I bought because I already use them for unboxing and review. They are already open, right? I start this channel and I do this channel is always to help people, for them to think, should I pay my invoice? Should I not pay the invoice? Is it worth it to pay for this? Basically for that. So it's just a quick review and opinion for you to check before you decide to pay your invoice or not.
No, that's such an awesome, honestly, service that you're doing for the community. It's helped me a lot, and you've educated me a lot, so appreciate that. But it's enough of hyping you up, all right? That's
Okay,
we're
that's
being too
fine.
nice over here, so no, I'm joking. So we don't have to rank this one, but just wanted to highlight that I'm just kind of looking out for a really good Kratos figure. So with that, I think that's going to end our figure talk here. We'll chat about these tonight on LWO, I am sure. So let's get into some questions here. Now, again, I wanted to get Joao's perspective because, again, he's in a different market, different cultural norms. He's, been in his relationship and collecting for a different period of time than Gigi and myself. So really curious to dive in to again, a different perspective. So, Joao, I wanted to start with the question, how long have you been with your wife and how long of that time have you been collecting?
If I was to answer honestly, I would say it's none of your business
That's right.
how long I am with my wife.
That's right.
That would be the more honest answer. But as I agree to stay to come here with you,
It really is none of
Well-
my business, but
we actually met in 2005, but we are together for, I would say, 14 years around.
oh wow. Okay. Okay.
Not 40, it's 13, 14.
Still though, that's
We are not
you're
together
going
since
strong.
I was born.
That's right.
Since we were together, she already knew I liked to collect some stuff. At that moment, I was on the smaller scale, doing the Masters of Universe, doing the Turtles, the NECA Turtles, doing Masters of Universe. I was doing what more? I was doing the Diamond Select Gotham figures from the
Were you
TV series
displaying
of
them, or
Gotham.
you were just keeping them in box and kind of?
At that moment, because no, because we were just buying our house, and the house was still in renovation and everything. So I had, because those are small figures, are easier to handle. I had everything in boxes, in those plastic containers.
Okay, got it.
Then when I entered into Hot Toys, because it's like this, it's you want to know what did she feel about the collecting? Is that?
Yeah. I think like when
Yeah.
you started collecting,
I
or
mean,
when you guys started
because
dating.
one thing that is interesting is that here in particularly in China, it's very common to see collectibles in people homes. So it's here they are more into the anime stuff, into the robo. They have some kind of Robotech stuff, more
Okay.
Japanese.
All the stuff that Dean's
style.
into.
Yeah. So I think is more mainstream here and more accepted to collected stuff. It's normal for you to go, for example, to a coffee shop, and the decoration of the coffee shop sometimes is really action figures around, and so the people are more normally you go to shop. Sometimes shopping malls will have some showcase of statues and figures, so it's already very is within already their society, right?
It's a bit more socially acceptable.
And basically also because they are produced here, right? So it's more common. My wife really doesn't care.
Okay.
She really doesn't care. The only thing that worries her is not the figures, it's the boxes. Because my OCD for displaying the figures together. My wife has OCD for storage. The storage must be everything very, very linear, very tidy. And when she see a box of the Batmobile or the DeLorean and now the Ecto one, she doesn't let me handle. She just give me the box, I handle from here.
Oh,
For
I
me,
see. So
it's
she'll
good.
go and store it herself.
She will go. She will pack with film the
Oh,
box because of the humidity, and then she will just put it where she think is the best place. Because I can choose a place which I think is perfect, and for everyone would think, oh, you choose a good place. But my wife goes there and she will completely change the because
Got it. She's got her system that she doesn't need you messing
the
up.
system. The system.
That's
Even if my system is the good one, she will not admit it.
Of course
She will
not.
change to other system, and the next day will put back on my system.
That's awesome.
something like
That's right. She can't let you know that
something
you
like
may
this.
have been right.
No, cannot.
That's
It's-
awesome.
It's
So-
a good trait.
So if you need a box from stores, you have to tell her like, "Hey, can you go fetch?" Not fetch.
No.
That sounds really bad. But can you go snag?
No, we are
the-
talking about the big boxes, because the normal boxes, the Hot Toys ones, the smaller ones, I have them. I have those big carton boxes, and then I put several Hot Toys boxes inside, and then I just wrap them. But I think I have Hot Toys boxes. For example, the X09, the Batman. I think since I opened it, I never touched that box. For years and years, I never
Okay,
touched
yeah.
that box. Never.
It's kind of what
touched that
happens.
box.
You just
Never.
it's nice to know that it's there, but yeah,
It's there and it's pristine, but it's not used.
sorry, a tangential question here. Do the figures that you buy over there come with the brown shipper box?
No,
They don't?
only
Okay.
only Iron Man and limited not limited, the Toy Fair exclusives come
Oh,
with
got it.
shippers.
Okay,
All the other
okay.
figures, they come just with the art box.
Just with
There
the
is
art box.
No shippers.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense because when I'm buying things from that region, that a lot of them, except for the Iron Man, don't come with the brown shipper box. So that's interesting wrinkle there. So really quickly wanted to ask. So we talked about how she feels about it, how the storage kind of works out, but how do you guys discuss budgeting, or do you discuss budgeting at all in terms of figures versus overall budget?
We don't discuss, because it's like this, and I think I never heard anyone saying this. I think I talked with Bob Dylan once about this, because we play it like this. The worst thing and one thing I feel sad and I don't like to see. I really don't like. It's when I see those selling posts. I have medical bills to pay and I need to sell my figures, or I have car insurance, or so I have what. I'm sorry to tell you this, but this is not a responsible way to collect, because I am married for 13 years. I have 2 kids. Both kids are studying.
That comes with a lot of responsibilities.
There are priorities. That's why we have a separate emergency bank account. Because if any time we know that any of us in our family has a mishap, some problem, or we need to pay some bills at work, there are not unexpected bills. If you know what you are doing, there are not unexpected bills.
Yeah.
Because okay, I have a car accident. There's insurance.
Dip into.
You have a major health issue. There's insurance. That's why you have health insurance. That's why you have car insurance.
Yeah.
But for any emergency, we have.
Is there universal health care over there?
What you mean?
Like all citizens can go to the hospital for free. Okay, it's all privatized, so it's like over here. Okay.
We have our private insurance, health insurance, and car insurance. Of course, is a normal car insurance.
Okay.
But we have that emergency account that every month money goes there.
Yeah.
After that is your allowance to buy the things that you want to buy. It's I think for me to have an Excel with all my budget and because I don't do payment plans, so I don't need I don't need really Excel. Here is you pay 50% or you pay full payment and then you pay the balance after. There are no payment plans. And honestly, I don't like much payment plans, because if you are in 20 pre-orders and you are paying payment plans for everything, and then in a sudden the figures arrive or something like that, is a mess. So for me is really like this and works perfect for us. It's all about priorities. Family, kids, health, and collecting comes way after.
At the end, if there's anything left over.
if there is anything left over, then comes the collecting.
Absolutely.
With that being said, what does that gives me? Gives me the insurance and the peace that I know that I'm not ever going to need to sell my figures to pay for anything.
Yeah.
If I want to sell my figures anytime, will be for some, I cannot find a reason, but I spent 2 years waiting for a figure and then to sell it. I did that with the Marvel line, because at that time I was collecting, but I didn't like what I was doing. I was collecting the Infinity War line, the Endgame line, but I just cannot get the attachment that you guys have. And I tried to get attachment to Marvel, but I don't know, it's something that I didn't grow up with, and I cannot force myself into that. I do have some Iron Man, I have the Spider-Mans because of my wife, because my wife loves the Iron Man figures.
That's incredible.
And she told me, you can never get rid of those figures, because she really liked the Mark 46 and the Mark 47. She really liked those figures.
She knows her stuff.
And it's basically like this. And I hope that people don't take this the wrong way, but I think if you are married and with kids, you really need, the emergency account is really important. Even if it's few, even if you cannot put a lot of money, but if every month you can put some money over there, at least in some time, even if not you, even if a close friend or someone from your family is in need and you can help, it's always good to have that emergency account.
Absolutely. And thank you for going so in detail in that. And I think what you described is actually really similar to what Gigi and I, do, in terms of we've got our shared account that is really it's fun money. It's emergency fund. It's kind of, we've got savings and checkings that kind of work as multiple. And so we talk about the toy tax that, for everything that I get in, I've got to put something into our shared account. And so that's really what it's for. I think some people, don't completely understand. Maybe we don't articulate it well, but like, oh, okay, well, Gigi's getting all this money and then she gets to go spend it on her stuff. It's like, no, it's actually just a tool to make sure that we are balancing a bit more. That I've got my own account, that discretionary money I put towards collectibles, but it's after all the bills are paid, after my tax is paid, and then I'm able to, kind of use my fun money for the collectibles. So I think you're right. There's priorities that have to be taken care of. And so there are lots of different systems to do that, but appreciate you sharing kind of what works for you all. So that's it's a really healthy way to look at it. So I do have a question in terms of, you mentioned your wife likes the Iron Man. Is she into the collecting, or not collecting, but into the pop culture stuff at all? Does she watch any of the movies with you and the rest of your family?
Yeah, she's way much into she likes the Marvel movies, but she doesn't know much about the characters, the lore, everything. But she likes the Marvel movies. She loves to watch movies. Not much into collecting or to have collectibles or anything like that. But she does like to play games here and there. She takes sometimes the Switch and play Mario, play a bit of Zelda,
she
play a
games
bit
a little
of
bit.
Tetris. Yeah, she likes to dabble a bit with the Switch, but yeah, it's not too much into collectibles. I think one person is enough. We don't need two people, to be. I don't know how it would be. But I can tell you, for example, I remember these. My wife, when I displayed the Batmobile, the '89. Even she's not too much into collectibles, she was also, whoa, what's this? This looks amazing, right? Because it's such a huge piece. I cannot imagine when she see the Ecto one.
Oh gosh, yeah, she's
yeah, she will love it. I'm sure.
Did she ever ask how much did these things cost, or she just trusts you that you're taking care of your stuff? And
no, she knows. She knows. She knows, because if even she doesn't ask, because she can go and check. It's easier to check how much these things cost. It's easier to check.
Yeah. Oh man. So Tremble Dust is saying she hits you with a Switch. Sorry to hear. Oh my. All right. I think that's not what he was referring to. And I will say the Switch is such a cool device in that it makes gaming so much more accessible. I think we mentioned I think it was 2 Christmases ago, Gigi got really into to Pokemon. So we got a Switch. She got really into it. She's weird in that she plays with the volume off, like not even headphones, just no volume. But yeah, it like made her kind of rekindle her gaming from her childhood. So yeah, it's a great accessible tool. We got Andreas IB with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. He's saying great topic and info. Marco, you are such a good host, and Breda is a wealth of knowledge. Thanks for making this hobby even better.
Thank you, but not at all. Not at all.
Oh, man. I really, really appreciate that. And I'm really enjoying this conversation. Honestly, I could see us having this conversation if the cameras weren't even rolling. It just happens to be online. So, thank you again for the super chat. Incredibly generous. So want to move on to, this is a really open-ended question. And it's really, I'm trying to think of the best way to classify this, but this is, anyways, let me just ask it and then maybe you'll figure out a good term for it. But
okay.
Why do we collect? Like, why do you collect specifically? And why is 1/6 scale so appealing to you?
Why do I collect? That's a good question. I think for us that collect action figures and this kind of thing, I think this already comes from the childhood, right? I already liked my toys when I was a kid. I remember always playing with He-Man, Skeletor when I was a kid. I had the Castle of Grayskull.
Oh gosh, me too.
Then I had the He-Man sword. I really liked He-Man when I was a kid. I really loved that stuff. And I think that this already comes with grow ups with you. For me, it's like a therapy, because I do like to have my collection, my room, to sit back after the day, staying here appreciating the collection. Not so much go to take the figures and pose, only to look at them just take a look. Or sometimes when I'm going to clean the cabinets and everything, I do enjoy that process. The the community, the amount of friends I did in these past years, it's been incredible. Uh, we are a very small community. It's true, the community is too small, because the amount of people that doesn't even know what is a 1/6 scale toy is the biggest part, because we our community is really very small.
Those
But
people
we make a
stumble
lot
into your
of
channel all the time, like, wow, this exists, right? They're like, what the heck is this?
yeah, we make a lot of friendships and everything. And I already told this to Shane when I went to the easy episode of Visions, because sometimes I really think to myself, where does this end? Where is the end of this? And when the end reaches, right? You know, if sometimes you reach the end, you say, no, it's done for me. And you start leaving the Facebook groups, you
Yeah.
start leaving the YouTube, you start dismantling the things,
When you just don't have the passion for it anymore.
but it's a hole. Because you have been feeding this monster for so many years. We talk every day about fears. We talk every day about hot toys.
Yeah.
This, I don't know at which point this is not basically an addiction or what.
Oh, it is 100% an
Because
addiction,
we
right?
talk about this, we go crazy about a stupid announcement. We go crazy about the update. We go crazy about I don't know. We go. I mean, it's incredible, really.
Yeah.
Why I collect 1/6? I think 1/6. I think many people agree that is the perfect scale to collect. Not too big, not too small. Good likeness, great choice of materials, real clothing. Not as price wise is not accessible, but is in that price range that it makes it more a collectible and not a toy. Is already in that a bit higher end price range. Calvin, shut up. And I'm trying to think, and you come here with comments.
Oh, man.
I think 1/6 is basically because of that, and because then when you start with 1/6, you want to do the lines, you enter into this Hot Toys world that is this pre-order game, and this and what all of us here we think that we are streaming, and we think for ourselves that we are helping the community, but no, we are just destroying the community, and we are destroying ourselves, because we create FOMO on ourselves to create FOMO on the community.
It's a feedback loop. Yeah.
Yeah, we are just disrupting everything. We are not helping anything. I'm not here to help anyone. When I do a review, I'm helping, but for some people I'm not helping them. I'm just basically showing them, or they will say, I want to buy this.
Yeah.
Right?
Just enabling them. Like, I didn't even know this
Enabling.
existed, but now that I've seen this.
We are enabling at every moment without knowing, and without any purpose, or without any bad intentions. But when you talk so much about one topic, that topic it's is like this that happens. Cuervo, I'm just addressing here, because statues, I still have the quarter scale, the Michelle Pfeiffer, the Twitter head, and I have coming the I have a Beast Kingdom, the Dark Knight also, but it's a small
Okay.
one. It's
Okay.
a small one, and I have the 1/6 scale, the Catwoman with the Batpod from Queen Studios.
Oh,
The
that's going to be
1/6 scale.
incredible. Okay. All right. So
I
things
should
that
have received it already, but I don't know what's happening.
interesting. Okay. So a little, but you haven't thought about going too deep into statues. Yeah.
I don't have even if I had the space, I'm too busy in finishing the lines I want for Hot Toys. Going in a achievable goal for the Hot Toys that I want. I have a thing in mind what I want to do with my collection, and I don't want deviate. I don't want deviate much. And because I have this vision, I think I shared this with you, especially within art figures. I want to put all the art figures in these Apex time cases.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
put them
because
in
they're so beautiful by themselves.
put them in the wall. Yeah. I have these kind of ideas, and first I want to finish these ideas, finish the lines I want to finish. I'm so deep in the Mandalorian line that I have all the Mandalorian figures, all the ones that are coming. I have them all coming to. It's a shared passion with my son, and I really love collecting the Mandalorian. Everyone is getting rid of the Mandalorian because it's not worth the price. For me, the price, I don't care. I care is the connection I have there with my son. I will let this for him. I'm sure that in 10 years in time when he's in university, when he backs home, he will see all the Mandalorians here and he will remember the times we passed together enjoying these, watching the series, and it will be a good memory that we shared together. I'm not interested at all in getting rid of the figures because they are not valuing anything. I paid 250 for a figure and I'm going to sell it for 120. I will not. This was a figure I bought because I wanted it. I will not now sell or just to sell. Oh, Hot Toys lost the value. Let's sell. Let's sell. We are losing money. Instead, you are not winning $120. You are losing money. You are not making money. You are losing it.
It's so cool that you do this with your son, though, and you both have that emotional connection to the properties. I've mentioned that I started collecting with my dad. He and I would collect those starting lineups, right? The little sports figures. They had soccer, they had basketball, football, and that's really kind of what got me into action figures. And like that's a lifetime full of memories. That like
Completely.
just a cool shared hobby to have with your parents. So that's really really amazing to hear. So really quickly want to catch up with the chat. Cuervo saying, Marco, let me take over. You're close to getting banned again, Cuervo. Joao, do you read any comics with your kids or introduce them to those characters? Do you ask your questions about, do they ask you questions about your figures?
They do. My daughter, no, because my daughter is only 5 years old. She doesn't ask questions about the figures. My daughter is afraid of some figures here. Especially the Joker, she's afraid.
Oh gosh, Pennywise is going to be no good
my
for her.
My son does ask, and my son this year he read all the Star Wars books. He has the collection. He read them. He read them all. He knows all the Star Wars story. He watched all the. I think he already watched the movies twice, from the original ones until the last ones. And he loves Mandalorian. He really likes Mandalorian, and we talk a lot about that. And but as comics itself, I'm not much into comics. I was never a comic reader, but yeah.
Okay, all right. So not big on comics. Yeah, I'm kind of the same.
No.
I try to get into them. I guess similar to just reading in general. I aspire to do more. Commander Green is saying, collecting to me means friendships and the conversations that I get to have with friends from all over the world. That is definitely not why I got into the hobby, but one of the huge reasons why I stay in it, right? Joao mentioned this addiction. That's for sure, reason number one, but the friendships are incredible. I, was chatting with Ben Thomas last night I was like, he and I haven't even talked about outside of the show, talked about collecting in like weeks. We've just been talking about personal stuff, and sometimes collecting fades away. You were going to say, Joao?
Now, I'm going to say this. You guys, I'm sure you don't want me ever to move to America. Because
you're going to slap all of us, number one.
I listen times and times again. I don't know, in many places. So, how far are you from for example, let's give an example. How far is Marco from Mario? And you will tell me, 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
How frequently do you meet? I don't know, 2 times per year. I don't know. If you live 40 minutes from me, I will be in your house every fucking weekend. Or you will
Come
be in
on
my
over.
house every fucking weekend. Because I have friends here that live far from me 2 hours and I go to their home to lunch. And
Wow.
I go to their home to lunch and back. The same they do it for me. 40 minutes, what's that? I would invite you to my house every... You come Friday, you back Sunday. I Gigi staying home resting. You come.
And then I'll just go. Sounds incredible. Come on over. Honestly, but no, that's yeah. It's kind of crazy that you develop real friendships. Like I think at first when I started, chatting with folks, I think I was leery. Never, you grow up like be careful of the internet, and then the fact that you actually make genuine friendships is still something that I can't wrap my head around. So
Yeah, you make genuine friendships, but you also encounter some trolls on the way.
no doubt about it, right?
There are a
You
lot
know,
of trolls here.
Yeah,
You encounter some.
and Gigi and I used to say this before we ever did the podcast, because people, a lot of the times when they're on the internet, want to act like victims. They're like, well, I got attacked. And it is really terrible the way people act. But she and I would always say, if you put yourself on the internet, you are opening yourself up to criticism. So I want to never forget that we are, very public facing. And so that does open us up to more criticism, whether it's right or not. It's just kind of a fact of life. So Graham is saying life is tough enough. It's nice to have a getaway that can take us back to those sweet childhood memories. That's totally exactly what it is, Jose was saying it's more like 6 to 8 hours. Yeah, from where I am and where Mario and
No, but
Calvin
wait a
and
minute.
Cuervo. Hmm.
Because Graham is saying that life is tough enough. I am your friend. If you have anything you want to share, you can talk with me.
That's right.
If you are going through some hard times, it's understandable. You can talk with me. I can give you my advice, but my time is limited.
There you go. He charges by the hour too. So Cuervo saying, Joao, when you come to LA, we're hanging out. Yeah, would love to. Mario saying Joao is coming to conquer LA. Say the moment we set a date, I will be there though.
But
That's a
interesting
fact.
enough, I have family in living in the United States. I have my uncle in New Jersey, and I have a cousin in Miami. They all tell me the last place you want to live is in LA. You don't want to go to LA. But is there any reason? Because I also always thought Los Angeles, that Lakers, I want to go there. This is where I want to go.
I think it's just a very different style of life. I think, the folks that live there in Southern California are from there, and so they know no other way. But, it's just like the traffic is intense. Everything's really spread out.
Where is the more Latino friendly place?
In terms of in Southern California?
Let's say
or,
in America, where's the place that have more Mexican restaurants per square meter?
Yeah, well, California for sure, and Texas, I would say those two are the, Latino capitals for sure. Like things are, you get good Mexican food, high population. I was going to say beautiful women, but I will just say it. Beautiful women as well. So yeah, I think there's a lot of Latinos especially in Southern California. I would say their food is better over there.
And Russians.
That's right. Hey,
Russians.
plenty over here.
Where is the place with more Russians?
Yeah. So the lady who was the valedictorian for Gigi's class was actually from Russia, and she was an attorney
I know
there. That's right. That's your cousin, right? That's right. She was sent over here to take over the world. So Cuervo is
She
doubling
works
down
in my
on the food.
department.
In the unstabilization of America department. Commander Green is saying amazing Mexican food in Houston. Commander Green, I may be making a trip to Houston sometime, maybe this year. So
Houston is very famous, I think, for stand-up comedy, right?
Oh, I didn't know that at all.
I think it is.
I didn't know that one bit. I'm trying to think any stand-up comedians that I know that are from Houston. None ring a bell.
I think Joe Rogan is from Houston.
Oh, really? Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. If I'm mistaken, you can clip these and show.
There you go. I say wrong things all the time on here, but yeah. So one of my really good friends was covering a baseball team in the Bay Area. He's moving to Houston to cover the Astros. So yeah, looking forward to going to visit him, hopefully this year. So let's see. Texas boy is saying down south, we're really friendly, but we all stay strapped. Taquerias and barbecue rule down here. I will say when I went to go visit Zach and Dean over in San Antonio, yeah, incredible barbecue, really good Mexican food.
I want to ask you this because the only times I've been to US, it's only New York. And New York, I could never feel that there's no Latino vibe there. There's nothing there. New York is a busy city, is a very American city, busy, and that's why I was asking, because I would like to go to those places that are more with a more Latino environment, you know.
Yeah, I would say like different Latinos are there though, right? Like
Those
more
places
Dominicans, more Puerto Ricans there.
What do I
in
mean?
New York
I mean
and East
that
Coast.
because I think those places are always more cozy. You feel more at home than the real America, if you understand.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, less touristy and just more. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find the real spot. So Tremble Dust is saying depends on what part of New York you go, in terms of the Latino vibe. So yeah, so he's saying Spanish Harlem. The name alone tells you. Yeah, so there's, I guess, just, different again. Not that there's no Mexicans in New York, but
Of course
Texas
there
and
are.
yeah, we're everywhere.
course there
We are everywhere. So let me go on to our next question here. So I think I just want to finish off by asking, do you have any advice, and for collectors that are semi-new into this hobby, in terms of balance, in terms of how to balance it in your relationship? I know you talked a bit about your financial perspective, but any additional advice you can provide me or others that are semi-new into the hobby?
But you are talking about what? About being married?
Just collect.
or
Well,
in
just
a
collect.
relation?
Yeah, collecting and being in a relationship. Yeah, being newish to collecting and being in a relationship.
I mean, first, I think you need to it depends on many variants. Are you married? No. Or are you married and you own your home, your place? It's one thing. If you are married but you still don't own a place, do you want to have children? You don't want to have children? Because there are so many things, because it all depends on different situations. Because if you want to if you still not have your own place, priority number one, let's get your own place. Do you want to have children? Priority number two, children. Collecting comes after all of that. I'm not saying you cannot collect. You can collect, but you cannot accumulate 60, 50, 100 pre-orders in your first... Because I see many new collectors are like this. They start to collecting pre-orders, ping, boom, 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 boom. And then they go crazy. That's why I always recommend, if you are a new collector, don't go into pre-orders. Go into the stock. What you see in stock, buy the stock
Test some stuff out.
Get some stuff, get some stock, get used to the figures, and then if you think you really can collect, go in front. I don't think it's a good strategy to go directly into pre-orders, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense, honestly. Like you've got to know what you like, because it does take a few figures to really get a sense of what Hot Toys are, right? There's like very
completely.
big differentiations or variances amongst the different lines, and so I think that's really good advice. So
the other thing is, I cannot tell you, or don't go to the hype. Only if you don't see any streams. If you don't see streams, if you are watching us, you are always getting hyped because what do you take today? What you got today? I got this. You got that.
Yeah, you're trying. You get busy trying to keep up with the Joneses. Yeah.
And more important, don't worry about how many figures you have and how many figures the other person next to you have. That's not important at all. That doesn't mean anything. I respect one collector that have 5 figures the same I respect one that have 1,000 or 500. Mm-hmm. They can share the same love for a collection, but maybe they don't want to have, maybe have the possibilities, they don't want to have so many, or maybe they really cannot afford so many. But you're still a collector. And in the end of the day, with all honesty, no one gives a fuck how many figures you have.
Yeah.
Literally no one.
Literally doesn't matter.
no one cares because you can have 600 figures. In that 3 minutes that you are on the stream, the people will say, wow, 600 figures. But everyone goes to their lives and no one cares about your 600 figures anymore. It's you that then turn off the computer and will look at that 600 figures every single day. And when you have those amount of figures, are you in peace with yourself that the money you spent was well spent, was spent without bringing you any trouble to you and to your life? That's the more important. Because for me, I don't care how many figures you have, how many pre-orders you have. Really, for me, that's not important at all. Some people say that you cannot talk if you don't have a specific amount of figures. To that people, I say, literally with all the words, go fuck yourself. Because I can have 3, 4, 5 figures. I'm a collector. I can talk about the figures that I have. It doesn't matter how many figures you have. I think that's about this.
And we do see this gatekeeping in like any type of hobby, right? It's like, well, you haven't played this game, or you haven't seen this film, or you don't know this artist, so then you cannot talk about it. And everyone that's participating in here, it's because we enjoy discussing this stuff or listening to it. So you're right.
You admit it or not, you want to admit it or not, this community is not so welcome to new collectors. I see every day on Facebook when someone make questions, like real questions, because they don't know. You are always someone like go to the search bar or go like this. If you can help a person, why you cannot help? Every time some people send me a message, I try to help the most that I can.
Yeah.
But is my opinion less valid? I will say, okay, I cannot bash on the DeLorean, or better, I cannot bash on the InArt Joker if I don't have it in my hand. What can I say about InArt Joker? Oh, InArt Joker, the magnets are, the ankles are broken, or the magnets are these. Do you have it? No. But I see the photo. What photo? Who is the person who took the photo? You were there with him? No. Go fuck yourself again. If you have the InArt Joker, you have it with you, and you say, this is not good. Okay, it's not good. You have a solid opinion because you have it. The same thing that bashing the DeLorean. The DeLorean all breaking everywhere. You have it? No. Shut up. It's simple. You don't have, if you don't have, don't speak.
Well, but I want to say that a bit contradicts what we're saying, though, right? Like, I feel like you could still discuss it as long as you're being constructive.
Discuss.
Right?
You can.
Yes,
you can discuss. You can say, actually, I will give up a pre-order if I see that the item have issues. And I will address that. You say, no, I see people have issues with this. I will not go forward with my pre-order. But I will not bash and say, this is rubbish, this is rubbish. Because I don't have it.
Yeah.
You understand? We can give your opinion as long as you are you don't cross the line between opinion and bashing completely until becomes a hatred thinking.
I think that's a really good distinction. Yeah, and I think on Facebook the keyboard is way too accessible, right? So a lot of folks post with their emotion, and instead of like taking a second to be analytical, then think out a response. Is just more like the first thing that comes to mind. It's on there, boom, it's sent. I think that's a really big problem with Facebook in general. So no, I think you're right. We've got to work on being constructive with our criticisms as a community, and also just welcome everybody.
Oh, completely welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to the community. Just don't come and go then to sell your figures at half of the price, because that's what destroyed this. That's what destroyed this hobby.
Absolutely.
There are two things I don't like: buying figures and then sell them for cheap, and tap out excuses.
You don't have to call Ben Thomas out like that. Tap out excuses before the...
Especially tap out excuses before the figure is even announced.
That's right. That was a new one.
A teaser, a photo.
That's right.
Tap out excuse.
That's right. It was one time, okay? It was one time. I was a bit nervous, but no, that's amazing.
But it's an amazing community. Everyone that I stream with, we have amazing channels. amazing people that work really hard to try to give the best content, and I think we have really good channels, a lot
Absolutely.
of great people around here, and at least for most of them, I think everyone is really amazing. I don't want to name staying here naming people because it's not fair. I would always forget someone.
Yeah, that's the problem once
But,
you start making a list. Yeah.
But I think the community is great. Staying on this hobby is great. The biggest problem is one last thing. This is a marathon. Is not a 100 meters race. So you just need to be ready for that. And there's no any problem in admitting that you are not getting a figure. If you go to see the streams, I think there are more times that I say that I don't want or I will not pre-order than the times that I say that I will pre-order. And that feels so good for you to say, I will not
Yeah.
pre-order this.
You're like, okay, this is
So, I
one
don't
that's
need-
not for me.
I
Nice. All right.
This
I hope that's-
Mando is calling me.
That's incincredible. he's
agree
got a
with
bounty
you.
puck for you.
I agree with him to go out, and he's calling me. Who's
Better
calling
strap
me
on
at
your gear.
2 a.m. 2 a.m.
Wow,
Who's
2
calling me?
a.m. shit.
2
And I
a.m.
think
and I have a phone call.
I think with that, it's obviously very late for you, so appreciate you staying up late with all of us, and I obviously have to get back to work. So Joao, wanted to finish up with two things. Number one, any figures that you're waiting on discount for. Let's bring a little Bargain Bin Bros flavor to this. And then number two, what you may have coming up on your channel.
Yes, I'm waiting for a good bargain bin on the Arturito.
There you go, the Hispanic
Arturito,
character.
I'm waiting for a good bargain bin, and
That's wild to think, though, because we talked about this before, but it's obviously
and-
sold out here. So the
and
fact that he
Bespin
may be
Look.
bargain.
Bespin Look, I'm also eyeing those two. They are going down slowly, but I just need the last push for this.
Wow. Okay. You really got to go out with Mando, huh?
I just need the last push. A release of a No Way Home figure, a Doc Ock or a Green Goblin. That will be the last push for those Star Wars, the Bespin Look or the R2D2 start to go down. I need a Marvel release as soon as possible. I already know how the market is here. It's normally always like this. A Marvel release come, everyone wants that, and they start to lower the prices on the Star.
You're right.
on the
This
other
shit
ones.
fluctuates.
It's incredible how fast the things fluctuate from one IP to another, and seems that the biggest thing last week is already forgotten, and we are
Such a
already another
fickle.
one.
We're such a fickle group, collectors. Absolutely, you're right. It's the flavor of the week. 100% sure that things are going to fluctuate. So for me, it's still Cyborg. I just realized that the discounts are working, so I can get a discount from Sideshow because I need that exclusive head sculpt, right? The full mask. That's such a cool look that you're gonna check to see how much he costs over there. No, I'm kidding.
The Cyborg is going down.
Okay, all right. So so that one hopefully will be coming home soon, and I'll see if I get that Wonder Woman with the rooted hair. So with that, I just really quickly want to plug LWO tonight. It'll be on P-Rock's channel, probably about 10:30 Pacific time. Keep an eye out on P-Rock's Instagram, and should be a good time tonight. I will unfortunately be missing, but we got a little dinner that got pushed up a bit. So let's see, TX Boys, got to keep connecting, collecting what you love. Yeah, absolutely. Got to keep collecting what you love. So with that, Joao, thank you so much for being on here today. Amazing conversation. Any parting words of wisdom?
Let me just finish here a message.
Yeah, no worries at all. So, with that, I'm just going to take us out, and we will just do a part 2 of this conversation. So thank you for being here today, and we will catch y'all on the next one.
Thank you for
All right,
having me.
go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks again for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.